we're on.
Welcome. If you're joining us after the start of the live stream, if you're watching this as a replay, skip ahead to 3 minutes, and that should be right around the time the theme song is getting going. So 3 minutes, and we'll be getting going. How are you doing, Mrs.?
And what am I doing here?
What are you doing here?
Perfectly timed, right?
Yes.
Is this my con?
Mark with us yet?
I haven't seen him.
Get the skittery noise ready, because we may need the skittery noise.
The what?
The skittery noise.
The Mark is late sounder.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm set up here so I can interact with our live streaming audience. All right. So I have chatted and I've said hello to people.
I see that. Oh, Mark is there. I see Mark.
Yeah, I'm here. On time for once.
Yeah, hey.
So just letting you know, we are going right now. So.
Hi, Tim. In the chat.
Well, I'll keep my swearing to a minimum.
Yeah, you really have to back off on that, Mark.
We'll play the Mark clip.
It's just going to be a total shit show, I think.
Hiya, Tim. All right. And we are in the last minute. Are we episode 81? 81?
81, yeah.
Okay. 9 squared. 3 to the 4th power.
Yeah, and by the way, if you're hearing this in the background, that's not me. That's an actual dog.
But that was you.
That was the demonstration was just. And by the way, if you're hearing this, that you're hearing right now, that's an actual dog.
Okay.
He's lying on his back with his lamb chop, which is a tiny little lamb chop squeaky toy, in his mouth, hoping I'll throw it for him. He's wrong. He's wrong. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. It's not. No, it's not.
Okay, enough doggy voice.
One time. And you're back.
All right. And it's 8. Hit it.
Is it really 8?
Hit it.
I'm not going to hit the dog just because it's 8 o'clock. That's not nice. Oh, you wanted me to hit this.
Bants and Bants. Bants and Bants.
All systems go.
Bants and Bants.
Defiance.
Bants and Bants.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and Bants.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Welcome, everyone, to the 81st live edition of Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. As always, I'm your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from an undisclosed location hidden deep beneath the surface of the earth, called Like and Subscribe. If you like and subscribe, I think actually good things do happen.
Wait, like and subscribe? Like the things that grow on trees. I'm sorry, the dog is still squeaking his toy.
Okay. With me, as always, is Mark.
Hey there.
And the missus.
Still refusing to throw the dog toy. It's not going to happen.
Okay, all right.
No matter how cute he looks at me.
Nope, less dog. Less dog. More back.
I can't control what the dog does.
Yes, you can. You're an adult. You outweigh him by a factor of 20.
I know, but I'm tied to my computer right at the moment, and he knows that. He knows.
Just let it be. How was your weekend, Mark?
Oh, it was fine. It was fine. Spring has finally arrived up here, so that's always good.
Well, congratulations. Welcome to mud season, I guess, huh? It's no time for winter offensive.
It's more like no more below freezing temperatures in May.
No more below freezing temperatures. Excellent. Willie suggests we get a laser pointer. That's upstairs. And the
thing is that the other dog gets really angry when he chases the laser pointer. And I think it's because the other dog can't see it, and also because the other dog has determined that this dog is not allowed to have fun or joy in his life. It's just not allowed. He's not allowed. And he knows this. He knows he's not allowed.
And there is a simple solution to this. They could be outside barking at other things. Okay.
Then they'd be barking, and we could still hear
The
him.
big news.
No, wait. No, we can't start just yet because I have a funny thing for you that I found. You have to look at it because it'll be on the screen. So I'll wait for just a few minutes for you to get there. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
And I'll share it with everyone. Okay, here it is. An actual friend of mine saw this in a bar and took a picture of this.
I don't believe that you have a friend.
Okay, it was the dog. He hangs out in bars. But, I think that's probably a good sign to have in a bar and, sage advice.
Something about your dog.
That was my funny. That was my funny.
Okay, the big news after the long holiday weekend. The United States intelligence apparatus might be having some problems. A large batch of secret Pentagon documents were exposed via social media over the weekend. Actually, in reality, they were exposed in March in a Minecraft server of all places. They exposed via social media and have shed new light on the state of the war in the Ukraine, showing just how deeply the United States has penetrated Russia's military and intelligence services, and revealing that Washington also appears to be spying on its closest allies.
I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
There's gambling going on here? What? That's crazy.
Including Ukraine, Israel, and South Korea. With Israel, they deserve it because, they've been spying on us since forever.
Everybody spies on everybody. Come on.
And since there
somewhere deep within the bowels of the Pentagon, there is a battle plan for invading Canada and taking back our hockey teams.
Oh yeah, there's a battle plan. It's Operation Leaf Blower.
Yeah.
And since there is a Democrat in the White House, this may be medium to heavy treason. Here's NBC News.
Allie joins us from Washington. Allie, the big question here is, could U.S. intelligence have been compromised from within?
Well, right now, the DOJ and Pentagon are digging for any evidence of a possible traitor within the Defense Department or U.S. intelligence agencies.
Well, and I love how they just start off with the word traitor.
That word is getting to be like racism in that it just is used so much it doesn't mean anything at all.
I disagree. I mean, they could go to the Oval Office and probably find one.
Oh, ouch. So you're saying
Mark coming in hot.
And so is your microphone. You might want to ease back on that one. Yeah.
I haven't messed with it, so I don't know why it's. Wait, that's the volume. It's not the gain. You just talk. I'll mess with it.
Okay. So Mark, have you seen the documents?
Not since I posted them. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have not.
Okay, I have seen the documents, and I have read many of them. They're all out there on the internet. I'm not going to disclose any of the information on them, except that from everything I've heard, these appear to be legit. It did look like the Russians did fabricate and swap some numbers to show that, oh yes, 250 million Ukrainians killed and wounded, only one Russian.
That's good.
And obviously things we don't believe, and so it looks like some straight up intelligence assessments. And one of the things noted was it sounds like there's a bunch of special forces in country, including people from the British and the United States and the special forces of other nations. Mark, did they put you on assignment there?
Well, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be too excited about that. I don't know what numbers they're saying are there, but there's going to be some there because we're doing a lot of training, and that's one of the primary purposes of these units is to go and train foreign militaries.
Well, and several Americans have been reported killed who were, people who had gone AWOL.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be on that list of special forces in there.
Navy SEALs that had gone AWOL. So
I know, but they're not going to be on the list of special forces. That's why they're AWOL, is so they won't show up on a list like that.
So anyway, everything I've seen of those, the documents appear to be, as near as I can tell and as near as I can see, relatively legit. Rigid? What's a rigid?
It's an idiot that's done it again.
Yeah. So
That's probably how they said it before the Great Vowel Shift.
That's
oh,
it.
God.
Yes. Oh, we have that coming up tonight too.
Okay, we do.
Oh, by the way, I do have this, and I pulled this sound clip especially for this, but I forgot to put it either in OBS or on my soundboard, so we have to play it now.
There's a good chance I may have committed some light treason.
Yeah. So, in the end, one of the things I will note about these documents is rather than being uploaded or shipping printouts out, like remember Reality Winner? Her name was literally Reality Winner, the one who printed all those documents that talked about Trump, and she printed them as a secret special compartment facility, and so it totally printed right at the top who had printed it, and just shipped it out. And again, she committed some light treason. This person took pictures of them so that those invisible dots were indeed not visible. And so they learned, whoever did it knew enough to cover their tracks. Okay, but talking about covering your tracks, what happens when their bad boys are loose?
Viewer discretion is advised. Filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. Tonight's location, New York City.
Yeah, we get a lot of crime this time of day. I mean, not violent crime, but still it's stuff we gotta check up on.
7 Mary 4, we have the report of a jaywalker on 5th Avenue between 56th and 57th Streets. Suspect is reported to be a man, approximately 70 years of age, orange skin with a bad comb over.
Copy that. Dispatch. We're on it. Looks like our suspect right there. Let's take him down. You're under arrest. Stop resisting.
Okay. I did not have sex with those women.
What? This is about jaywalking.
Well, in that case, jaywalking, I'm on this road. Traffic stops for me. I am the road.
Yeah, the bad thing is, the system is a revolving door. That guy will be back on the street, doing crime, almost immediately.
7 Mary 4, we have the report of a man catching a fish without a license in Central Park. Suspect is reported to be a man, approximately 70 years of age, orange skin and a bad comb over. Can you check it out?
On our way. There's our guy. Let's take him down. You are under arrest. Stop resisting.
Stop that. Okay. I did not have sex with those women.
What? This is about the fish.
Fish? I didn't catch this fish. This fish was drawn for me. It's a beautiful fish, and it knows quality.
We see so many repeat offenders here on the streets of New York.
7 Mary 4, we have the report of a man honking his car horn for reasons other than to alert traffic. Near your location. Suspect is reported to be a man, approximately 70 years of age, orange skin with a bad comb over.
We're on it. Dispatch. There he is. This guy again? Really? It's like all we do is follow him, looking for something to arrest him for. Oh, well, let's get him.
I did not have sex with those women.
What? This is about honking your car horn for no reason.
Honking my horn for no reason. Believe, I had the best reasons. Reasons like you would never understand. Actually, I did have sex with them, and they thought it was great.
How does he keep getting away with it?
Tim Turner, give us some applause for that one. That one did turn out pretty well. That did. That was composed partially over text message. It was a beautiful fish. The best fish. It just shows that no matter what happens, if Trump fails to put this staple in the right corner of the page for his taxes, it's treason. It's horrible. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. Mark, how does he keep getting himself into this?
Hi, folks.
I think it's a super secret plot to take over the world. And the Democrats, bless their hearts, are there to defend truth, justice, and the global homo way of life. And so there they are, protecting us from the orange-skinned man with the bad comb over.
Well, speaking of which, let's go to White House Press Secretary Corinne Jean-Claude Van Damme, and she's starting to really regret her decision to take the current job. The Washington, she replaced the red rhinoceros, Jennifer Psaki. You like that, the red rhinoceros?
I do.
Washington Press Corps has started to notice that President Biden held only 9 formal press conferences in his first year in office, and only 3 in his second year. It's almost like the resident is avoiding the press, and now she has to cover for him.
This is not the norm. The norm is we do get an opportunity to ask the questions to the president about domestic and foreign policy issues in a formal setting at some point. And you choose that point, but we haven't had that opportunity in quite some time.
So I'll say this, it is also unprecedented that a president takes as many shouted questions as this president has, and he has. Okay. Almost every day. Okay. Well, we'll certainly get the data and share that with all of you. I hear John. I hear your question. I heard Zeke's question. I hear you. I hear you on the press conference, on a formal press conference. We get this probably every couple of months when you guys ask us about a formal press conference. I don't have anything to share with all of you at this time, and I'll just leave it there.
So
he's taken more shouted questions and walked away from more reporters than any president in history.
Yeah.
And again, do you like the visual? Where's the president? There he is.
Well, that's funny. So you like the red rhinoceros? Huh? You hadn't heard that.
I had not heard that one. No.
Yeah, I think she should get a tattoo that says exactly that. Jen Psaki, the red rhinoceros.
The red rhinoceros.
Okay, I'll stop being mean to Jen Psaki. Mark, do you think the resident of the White House should be giving more press conferences, or would that just... Well, I've got some quotes later in Think Real Fast, and that'll actually answer that. So I'll just skip that for right now. You've probably heard about 2 state legislators in Tennessee who were kicked out earlier this week and then reinstated. You probably also heard how unprecedented it was, except it really wasn't. Why, just in the past couple of years, the Washington state legislature has booted 2 of their own for something similar. Newsbot has the story.
Representatives Matt Shea and Mike Neerman have something in common with the so-called Nashville Three. They were also expelled from their seats in their state legislatures. In January 2021, protesters entered the state capitol building in Salem because Mike Neerman opened the door for them. A report written about Shea, a Washington state representative, called Shea a domestic terrorist who had met with Ammon Bundy. The report stated that while Shea is not an imminent direct threat, it is more probable than not that Representative Shea is likely to plan, direct and engage in additional future conflicts that could carry with them significant risk of bloodshed and loss of life. The difference between Neerman and Shea and the 2 expelled lawmakers from Tennessee? Neerman and Shea are Republicans.
Weird. Weird how that works.
Yeah, that's pretty close to you, Mark. Got any visibility on that one?
Okay, it's still like 800 miles away.
It is not. It's right next door. It's the state right next door to you. Literally next door.
But the capital's over on the west coast. Now I don't know how far it is, but I know it's a full day's drive to get there.
Well, you're talking about the capital, but the whole Ammon thing, that was much closer to you than the capital, right?
That's true. When that whole thing was going down, they had the FBI team, whatever. It wasn't HRT.
The FBI murder.
But anyway,
team. The FBI murder team.
Yeah, they had their helicopters actually spun up and ready to go out here in Boise. So.
And Well, did you tell us a little bit more? Did you see anything interesting with all of that craziness
No,
going on?
because they ended up not using him. No. Besides, I'm just a normal guy. It's not like I have special access. Hey, let me ride your helicopter.
You could
Hey,
ask.
I want to hang from the skids, you know.
The answer was always going to be no if you don't ask. Okay.
What's the worst they could do? Shoot you, probably. Yes.
All right. So now we're. All right. So now we're at the story number 4, and it's talking about the Great Vowel Shift. Now, how about you have as much of a discussion of the Great Vowel Shift, but let's put it after Think Real Fast. Sound good? You can have the greatest...
See, now you're moving everything around.
No, it's just moving one thing. We'll just do the vowel thing, and we do that right after Think Real Fast.
Well, okay, then when do you want to do the other little funny bit?
Oh, since we were just talking about the FBI, and I think it's perfect time.
Okay. Well, okay, so I forgot to put the funny bits in.
Hi,
so I have
folks.
to do
Billy Mays here for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's right. The FBI. Now, I know what you may be thinking.
All right. Okay. So now that that's done, now talk me into the bit.
Okay. So Mark was there, and he saw the FBI, and apparently they've lost their lease.
Hi, folks. Billy Mays here for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's right. The FBI. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Why does the nation's premier law enforcement agency need a highly respected pitch man such as myself? Because, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, the FBI has lost its lease due to increasingly lax eminent domain laws. The FBI has been kicked out of its headquarters and is moving into a cardboard box under a bridge in Arlington. Boo-hoo. Am I right? But what sucks for the FBI is good for you. Because the FBI is having a fire sale. That's right. Most of their junk just won't fit in a Whirlpool refrigerator box, so it's just gotta go. We've got reams and reams of files on everyday U.S. citizens for sale. Just 5 cents per sheet. Boxes and boxes of guns we'd plant to sell to the drug cartels. But one can be yours for just $3. That is, if you can pass the background check, just like Hunter Biden did. Wait. You may think all this is too good to be true, and I say, but wait, there's more. We also have tons of surplus government hard drives for free, except for that one that was wiped with a cloth or something, and that other one that just happened to get corrupted. Wink, and lost all the relevant evidence. I mean, data. So come on down and bring your pickup truck, because you won't want to miss this once in a lifetime fire sale at the FBI. Conveniently located just off the interstate in downtown Washington, D.C. And make sure to tell them, hey, Billy sent me.
Literally the best bit you've ever done. Mark, what do you think?
Oh, it's awesome. So,
okay,
if I could pick up some of those guns for $3, I'm there.
This is the most in the guns. This is the Mannlicher Kikano that took down one in Dallas. President Kennedy's brain. 3 for $1. Oh.
Hey, it's all got to go. We got to get rid of it.
Oh boy, that I think we ought to do a series of those, because all of the stuff that they should have in there, and actual artifacts from Area 51. Oh, good stuff, Maynard. All right. Well, you know what that time it brings us to.
Think real fast.
No, it's time for the Jackass.
Wait, you told me you wanted to do Think Real Fast. You didn't tell me we were doing the Jackass first.
No, we'll do the Jackass.
See, this is what happens when you decide to change things when we're in the middle of the podcast. These are things for the production meeting that happens before the podcast.
You're a pro.
Yeah, and I put stuff in OBS over here in a specific order so that I don't screw up and hit the wrong thing, which happens enough anyway. All right, I guess it's Jackass time.
Well, maybe we could combine. Maybe we could combine them and be Jackass.
Yeah, say that again. I didn't hear you, Mark. Sorry.
I said we could combine the two and just have a Jackass real fast.
That's every podcast, though.
This is Neil Young.
Hey, get that jackass out of here!
And I'm proud to present my Braying Jackass of the Week.
All right, if you're in our live listening audience, feel free to jump on in. But first, we have the United States Department of Defense and the Biden administration, represented here by National Security Council Coordinator for Strategic Communications, John Kirby.
And so for all this talk of chaos, I just didn't see it, not from my perch. At one point during the evacuation, there was an aircraft taking off full of people, Americans and Afghans alike, every 48 minutes. And not one single mission was missed. So I'm sorry, I just won't buy the whole argument of chaos. It was tough in the first few hours. You would expect it to be. There was nobody at the airport. Certainly no Americans. It took time to get in there.
Yes, nothing has been more stunningly successful than the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Yes, there was no chaos. Kirby is indicating, Tim Turner says, top experts. He's talking about the White House's 12-page review of the withdrawal from Afghanistan, the airport bombing there that left 13 American soldiers dead along with dozens of Afghans. The report was released last Thursday, just before the long holiday weekend.
We have men working on it right now.
Top men.
Top men.
So if there was no chaos, does that mean that the people that fell from the wheels of the planes as they took off was planned?
I think it was related to the Tom Petty song, and they were free falling.
No. I think you're mistaking that for the people who were wearing boxer shorts that day who were free balling.
Okay. All right. Well, normally that guy would be a shoe-in, but the competitor is my Latina cousin, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yep.
Who says the Biden administration should just ignore judicial rulings it disagrees with.
Some of these rulings, I think we've been preparing and anticipating for there being these egregious overreaches by members of the judiciary appointed by a right-wing Republican Party whose goal for a very long time was to just pack these courts with partisan judges, often underqualified or completely unqualified for their role. And so there has been thought, I believe, given to this. Senator Ron Wyden has already issued statements, for example, advising what we should do in a situation like this, which I concur, which is that I believe that the Biden administration should ignore this ruling.
You know, I think of for her to call out people who are completely unqualified for their role, I guess takes one to know one, right?
And you know, such an idiot. And just giving you the context for this, and I'll turn it over to you, Mark. In a series of tweets, Ocasio-Cortez said the ruling was a judicial overreach because it didn't agree with her position, as it forces the executive branch to limit the availability of the abortion pill
Oh, just call it Mephistopheles.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
She also said judges who repeatedly breaking the law should face impeachment. I don't know. Sounds like insurrection. We want a ruling she agrees with is good. Another one is judicial overreach if she disagrees with it. And a vote she agrees with is democracy. And a vote she disagrees with is a danger to our democracy. Yep. So there's context. So, any votes from our studio audience? I'm turning it over to you, Mark. What are your thoughts?
Okay, first of all, totally unrelated. Well, not unrelated, but different line of thought here. That picture, I have to commend you on picking that out because, I'm looking at that picture of her and it looks like, you remember how an Alien, the jaws would actually come out and snap on something? And it looks like her jaws are just about to come out and snap.
So you're saying with a face like that, you don't need birth control?
That's true.
No.
And that picture really accentuates her horse teeth too.
It horse teeth, alien teeth. Xenomorph in a human skin. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Well,
So,
I'm gonna vote for her because she wants to overturn our entire constitutional order.
okay, Tim has voted for one. You have voted for two. Tattered, Willie, any votes? Give them a second.
We'll just play this again.
All right. So, any other votes? All right. Wait for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. So right now we have 1 from Tim, 2 from Mark, and the missus. I'm turning it over to you. Why don't you choose this week?
Oh wow. See, I gotta agree with Mark on this. I gotta go with the horse tooth over here because for the same reason. You just want.
And Tattered was when he gums. I believe that was his vote for
Yes.
AOC.
Yes.
All right. Okay. You know what that takes us? Well, we have to have the closing sound.
And she has to get her clap, 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 the clap. And this has been Neil Young's Braying Jackass of the Week.
So AOC gets the clap. All right.
Yeah.
Now it's time for...
Think real fast.
Come on,
all right,
man.
NPR is in a tizzy. Elon labeling them state-funded media has left them dizzy. So they decided they would flitter and leave Twitter. Mark, by some estimates, NPR and PBS get up to 40% of their funding from $550 million in federal funds. So do you think there's enough money left over to get me a tote bag?
Only if you donate to them.
The missus.
And it has to be $100 or more.
There you go. The missus, does this mean Russia Today and Pravda are not state-funded media?
No, they're the bad state-funded. NPR is the good state-funded because you can trust our government.
There you go. According to a leak, some literally who, I have no idea who it was, let out on Twitter, the CIA says Iran will have a nuclear bomb in 2 weeks. Mark, is it true you can't hug children with nuclear arms?
Who said that? You can hug them with nerve gas arms if you wanted to.
And the other thing I'll have to bring up when you say that, it's not a war crime the first time you do it. Okay. All right. The missus?
Yes.
How will the Iranians deliver the nuclear bomb to Tel Aviv?
Massive
Amazon Prime?
cannibalism.
Oh, that's after.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, by the way, I think that every time our intelligence community comes out for a briefing, they should be forced to use this music as their soundtrack.
So you're gonna have to answer the question: How are the Iranians going to deliver it to Tel Aviv? Amazon Prime?
Candygram.
Okay. 18,000 cattle were killed in a dairy farm explosion in Texas. Mark, is this another shocking example of bovine extremism?
Well, they do say that cow flatulence is going to destroy the world. I guess this is just a first start.
That's right. The missus?
I don't know. To me, it sounds like a good time for a barbecue.
The missus, should the Taliban apologize to Land O'Lakes, or will Taco Bell decide to move their cows someplace safer, like Syria?
Wait, run that by me again?
Should the Taliban apologize to Land O'Lakes, or will Taco Bell decide to move their cows someplace safer, like Syria?
I'm missing what the butter company has to do with this.
Because these are dairy cows. Dairy cows.
Oh, okay. Dairy cows. Okay, I guess I can see that. I'm gonna have to go with give Greta the go on this one.
How dare you?
Oh, you haven't heard how dare you, because that's the next question I've got. Do you think it was a mistake to name the, Do you think it was a mistake to name the
A steak? A steak?
Yes.
You have cow on your brain?
Who doesn't? Come on.
Do you think it was a mistake to name the dairy farm? You're gonna have to let me go clean on this one. Come on. Do you think it was a mistake to have named the dairy farm Cowschwitz?
Oh, that's just
too soon.
Nothing for you. Well, I'm sure there was plenty of that falling from the sky.
The leftists have suddenly gone further left than the Young Turks. Sink Unger has said, I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's close enough, has said goodbye to many financial supporters because the left has gone much farther left than he is. And Anna Kasparian says she never wants to collaborate with leftists again. Mark, these guys used to be the water carriers for the left. What was the final straw? And why was it the designated hitter rule?
I think the final straw is when the buckets got full and started overflowing. That's really nasty.
Now, actually, because I was just reading about this today, it was the whole transgender thing. And the girl you were just talking about there, who is walking away from the Young Turks, has said, I'm not going to apologize because I'm an actual woman. It's because the Young Turks, the entire left in our society has gone.
Well, you're leading right into your question. The missus, do you think it was fair for Anna to call herself a woman despite not having taken hormones and not having surgery?
I don't think so. How could you possibly know what it's like to be a woman? Oh, so the Bud Light guy, you know who I'm talking about, right? That dude apparently went on someone's podcast, and they were spent the entire time talking about girlhood. These two people who have never been girls. And again, it was this leftist from the Young Turks who said, I'm pretty sure it was her. It was her or some other woman, actual woman, who said, you've never had these experiences. You've been a girl for like 10 minutes, and I've been doing this my entire life. I actually face discrimination because I'm a girl.
How dare she say that?
I know, right?
Racist or sexist
exactly.
or something.
Greta, where are you?
Okay,
there she is.
Hit a hot button. All right, so this first statement is a backdrop for what I'm going to say next. The Federal Reserve today at 3:50 in the PM on the Eastern Daylight Time said that they're projecting recession. But just before that, Biden Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the United States is doing extremely well economically. Mark, is there a reason that her nose grew 17 inches when she was saying that?
I think that's white supremacy.
The missus, do you think she should have to work for minimum wage mopping up a cantina in El Paso that caters to incontinent outlaw bikers?
I think that job would be too good for her.
All right. Biden arrived in Ireland today and pushed the Prime Minister of Great Britain, who's also
off a cliff?
Indian,
oh, sorry.
Away to shake the hand of a random gray-haired white dude in a military uniform.
Come on, man.
Mark, was it because Biden was still sore about having to sit through the movie Gandhi?
No, he probably mistook the old guy for a little girl with long hair.
Yep. The missus, do you think Biden redeemed?
No, I don't. I think this is what he said.
It is balloon!
Okay.
Come on, man.
Joe Biden, this is another thing that happened in Ireland. All right.
What?
All right, let me say this.
Okay, I will. Go ahead.
Joe Biden appeared to confuse
nonsense.
Appeared to confuse the All Blacks, which is the New Zealand rugby team, with the Black and Tans, which were British militia during the fight.
That is too funny.
Yeah, during remarks in Ireland. The U.S. president, paying tribute to relative and former Irish rugby player Rob Kearney, thanked him for the tie he was wearing and referenced the match at Soldier Field in Chicago against the New Zealand team. This was given to me by one of these guys right here. Was a hell of a rugby player. He beat the hell out of the Black and Tans. Literally, Biden said that. So my question is, Mark, did Corn Pop play for the Black and Tans?
That's a good question. It's classified, and frankly, I don't think the public needs to know.
Why the hell would I take a test?
The Mississippi.
Come on, man.
Was Corn Pop a bad dude?
Oh my goodness! I just can't believe he did that. Oh, was Corn Pop a bad dude? I don't know that Corn Pop was a real dude.
The fact is that I don't remember.
All right, you can play
The only thing he remembers is the rubbing of his legs.
Right.
Come on, man.
Thank you for.
That's probably what he told Corn Pop.
Humoring me and let me go through Think Real Fast before you go through the Great Vowel Shift. So play the ender for Think Real Fast.
I don't have an ender for Think Real Fast. We've never had an ender for Think Real Fast.
Maybe we should.
What is wrong with you?
Well, then just play the starter again.
Why you bullying me?
Come on, man.
Just play the Think Real Fast thing. It'll make me happy.
That's the open.
Think real fast.
Is done. Okay, see? That's the end. So, you wanted to talk about the Great Vowel Shift.
I did, but if you keep doing this, you're going to have to come over here and run the board one of these nights, and you'll see how much fun it is.
Well, okay.
Well, here's the problem: is you were adamant that we weren't going to cover it, so I didn't read up on anything for it.
Oh, she's got an entire thing ready.
I do.
Okay.
I wrote an entire book report. Yes.
She's probably got 50 minutes of stuff talking about the Great Vowel Shift.
Oh, I could certainly go that long. I could certainly go that long.
All right.
Okay.
Drive
See, I should have made a sounder especially for this, just for me, and it would have been mine, all mine.
I have a beer and a mute button, and
I know. Well, I can mute.
Beer.
I can mute you at any time I want to. So keep that in mind.
No, I'm going to mute myself. Thank you. Vowel off.
Okay.
Have your Great Vowel movement.
So, like we talked about last week, the Great Vowel Shift began mid-1300s, continued through the mid-1700s, and with the most pronounced, if you'll pardon the pun, shift starting in the 14 to 1500s. So the term was coined by a Danish linguist, Otto Jespersen, who looks about like what you'd expect a guy named Otto Jespersen to look like. In 1909, he wrote this whole book about the history of modern languages. So basically, the Great Vowel Shift was this huge significant change in the way English speakers pronounce their language, specifically with the way our long vowels are pronounced. So, for example, in this little graphic here, we have on the left side of the screen the modern English word, and on the right side, the way it would have the same word would have sounded in Middle English. So the way we pronounce bite to Middle English speakers would be beat, bait. And the way we pronounce the word beat would have been pronounced bait. And the way we pronounce bait would be pronounced bot. Right? So you see how you would not have been able really to understand a Middle English speaker just by listening to them speak. But we can read Middle English fairly well. You can read the works of Geoffrey Chaucer in their original form. Mostly it makes sense. And if we had a time machine and went back to 1380, kidnapped Geoffrey Chaucer, we wouldn't be able to understand anything he said despite his massive protestations because GVS, the Great Vowel Shift, had not yet happened. In fact, even though even if we just took him forward a couple hundred years to meet a very young William Shakespeare, the two of them could have read each other's works, but they would not have been able to have a conversation. Native Lang explains.
1400. Chaucer's English was a very readable tongue. So readable that 75 years later, Mr. Caxton imported a printing press to cash in on that readability. But one day, a merchant came to town and ordered eggs. A woman said, "Sorry, I speak no French." The merchant got mad. He wasn't speaking French, he just wanted some eggs. Someone jumped in to help. "Oh, he means iron." Caxton griped, "Lo, what should a man in these days know right? Eggs or iron?" Unleash the spelling debates. How to spell knisht when it was evolving into night? Should correction have a C? And why, oh why, did Chaucer's vowels fall apart so fast? By 1600, the ongoing Great Vowel Shift was turning E into A became E, and O was oo. Welcome to early modern English, Shakespeare's tongue.
So by the time we hit Shakespeare, we're getting to language that we can pretty much understand. Okay? You might say, why? Why did this happen? History pretty much just shrugs and says, I don't really know. But it can give us some educated guesses. So guess number 1, the Norman invasion of Britain and the influence of words borrowed from French. And number 2, the Black Death and population migration from rural areas of Britain to the urban areas. Let's start with the Normans first. When they took over in Britain, they of course spoke French. Latin was the other language they used by the educated upper classes, and they viewed English as a gutter language because that's what the illiterate savages in Britain spoke. Time goes on, and the Normans, who were also, by French standards, also viewed as kind of savages, they found themselves cut off from their homeland, their home language, and started to pick up more and more English from the peasants and vice versa. So we also see this show up in names for animals, like cow, pig, and sheep, which come from Old English. But the words for their meat, which was eaten by the upper classes, beef, pork, mutton, those words all come from their root words in French. Now, on to theory 2, the Black Death. Before the plague hit Europe in the 1300s, most Britons never ventured more than about 20 miles from their homes in their entire lives. This gave rise to many different regional dialects of English, and it was said at that time that residents of one village would be unable to understand spoken English from a village that was only 50 miles away. So English really had all of these different forms. But then the Black Death came through, killed about a third of the population, and as a result, lots of rural people moved to the cities because cities had better amenities. There's more stuff there. Everyone likes to go out to Olive Garden, and they don't have Olive Garden in the rural peasant towns. So this movement of previously stationary people meant their language traveled and changed with them, and much in the way that modern media and the internet have eliminated most regional dialects in American-speaking English countries, or just regular English countries. So now you have a little history. Let's see how well you can understand written and spoken Middle English. So I have a little test for you. All right, it's both visual and auditory, so you can see it and hear it. So here's our first sentence, and here's what it said. This is in Old English, and here's what it sounds like.
Ich habe 26 utan min hus.
So the question is, my English-speaking friends, what the heck does that sentence mean? Again, this is English, but it's Old English. And here's the sound again.
Ich habe 26 utan min hus.
So any guesses? Mark, Wilder? Put down the beer, Wilder. Get back on the mic.
I have 26 butane in his house.
It'll happen on the 21st. Something. I don't know.
See, Wilder has a little advantage here because he's studying Norwegian, and all Old English and Norwegian both have the same root languages, which are Old Norse and Old German. And so some of these words on the screen here also show up in Norwegian. So you were close on this. The one word that threw you was the fel, and that's because I think that comes from a different language, because here's the answer to that. That is, I have 26 cattle outside my house. So you were close. It was the word for cattle that threw you. Okay, so here's the second one.
Yeah, utan. Yeah, that's it now. So they skipped a V at some point.
Full. I could see that. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so here's the second one. Here's the audio.
Bedath eure handa to believe on hal.
This one I think is the harder of the two. So here's the sound again.
Bedath eure handa to believe on hal.
I think it's something about my ex-wife, because it talks about you can believe in hell.
I would tend to agree with that. I mean, she does run the place, so yeah. Any guesses, Mark?
That's about the only thing I got out of that too, was belief in hog.
Yeah. It's a red herring though, because that's not what it means. Here's what it means. It means wash your hands to stay healthy.
Lava tus manos.
Yep. All right. So that's it. That's the Great Vowel Shift. And by the way, if that was kind of a quick run through of that, if you're interested in
hail. Okay,
yeah.
I can see that.
Yep.
Okay, Honda, yeah.
Yep. If you're interested in any more of that, I put links in the description, both to the brief video clip that we had in there, and also from the guy who did the Old English stuff here too. And you can explore that if you would like.
I was in chat explaining how you started an ME-262.
What?
ME-262s. It's a turbojet.
Oh, okay.
You realize it had a pull starter?
So while I'm working on this thing that I was working on, you're chatting in chat.
You know, I'd heard that the SR-71 required a V8 or something like that. External to start.
Yeah, and the 262 just had like a little like lawnmower type 2-cycle engine.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh, and Tatter Pless notes that he had to read Chaucer in Old English in college.
Awesome.
Oh. I cannot imagine, because part of it is the familiarity, the closeness of it to English would probably almost throw you off. Well, like when you look at healthy, hail.
Hail, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being here tonight. On that note, I'd like to say that we look forward to having you here next week, where we will find other shenanigans to get up to. As always, I'm your humble host, John.
This is Mark. Everyone stay happy and hail.
You're not going to say anything?